But you can hear it because this little gizmo is on. God only knows what if I hadn't had Grant to tell me what was going on, I don't know if I'd know. He'd go, did you get the little, I'm like, no, I don't know what that thing is, but there you go. So welcome everybody. I have some friends here, Kathy and Terry here, that they were in Altadena, went to Dallas and now came back. And so we welcome them and it's so nice to see you guys. Really nice to see you. So I'm going to remind you that our mission statement is on the very front of our program. And a lot of times we say it together, and that is, we are a loving spiritual community that honors your presence, nurtures your joyful self-expression, and empowers your spiritual growth. Do you believe that? Yeah. And do you live that every day? I don't know if I do. My cat does. I think he does. He listens to me all the time. He knows all my talks. In fact, you missed a part over there. Kind of reminds me of things. No, I'm kidding. But at any rate, we are knowing today is a blessed day. We are living in grace. Today's topic is the answer is love. And if you saw the marquee, the thing says no matter what the question is, the answer is always love, which is true, isn't it? When we come from love, everything opens up. I'm kind of going to wait a second here. We got a couple folks that are coming in. Hi, there's Naomi. I don't know who the chef on duty is today. Does anybody know? Julia is the chef on duty. Okay. And Carol, please remind me, I have your special booklet today. I was so excited. Okay. I was so excited to see you. Okay. All right. And now we're going to stand and we're going to sing, I Release and I Let Go. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. There's no more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Well, I release, I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. There's no more struggle, no more strife. And with my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. One more time. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. There's no more struggle, no more strife. And with my faith I see the light. Yes, I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Yay! That's a great way to start the day, isn't it? I'm telling you. If you say, I release and I let go, and I say, yesterday ended last night, then guess what? It did, right? So now's the time of the announcements. Oh, yes, it is. Thank you, Susan. I have the program right in front of me. So there you go. And I kind of missed the opening affirmation because we said our mission statement, which I love so much. So let's read our opening affirmation together. Today, my love goes out to all people and to all things. There is no doubt in this love, for faith penetrates all doubt and reveals a unity at the center of everything. This love flowing through me harmonizes everything in my experience, brings joy and gladness to everything, brings a sense of security and well-being to everyone. I realize that the love flowing in and around me, and all things is one vast, all-enveloping essence and force forever emanating from the living God. And so it is. That's Ernest Holmes' words, as usual. We love to quote him because he was our founder. Okay, so now it's the announcements. Let's see. Today, after service, we're going to have Intentions Workshop Part 2. How many took the Intentions Workshop? Okay, guess what? Even if you didn't take Part 1, you can take Part 2, and this is the point where we're going to connect the dots from Part 1, but we're going to do more workshop-y things this time, which will be that are Simple, easy, direct, and will get you right on your path for setting intention and having it set, okay? So we'll see you. It's going to be at 11:45-ish, and then we're going to go to about 1:15, and the love offering is $10. Let's see. It's official. We're starting a choir. Yay! How many have signed up to be in the choir? How many still want to sign up to be in the choir? Well, we're having a choir, and the first rehearsal is tomorrow at between, I always forget, I keep saying it's 4 to 5:30. Michelle Gillette will be our choir leader, and our beautiful Kathy Craig is going to be our pianist for that. And our first performance is going to be Easter Sunday. So get your pipes ready, get your pipes ready. It's going to be really exciting. And remember, the only requirements is that you like to sing, and you love to sing, and you want to be in a group and have fun. Can you do that, I think? I think that's pretty darn easy. Save the date. Next Sunday, we have our Valentine's soiree. It's going to be from 11 to about 1:30. We are going to be featuring Italian food. Let's see here. Italian cuisine, mimosas, wine, and of course, other beverages. I got so excited about the mimosas. Then I had to look up the recipe. I'm like, well, maybe I'll put pomegranate juice in mine. So we may have some with pomegranate juice. I forget. They call them a firmosa, by the way. I thought that was pretty funny. But at any rate, yeah, that'll be kind of fun. Also, there's going to be singing because our karaoke queen, Carla, will be here next week, and she's going to be singing every little love song and encouraging you to sing along. And of course, we're going to have our 50-50 raffle, which is famous. How many have won the raffle before, Miss? Yay! It's pretty exciting when you win the raffle. So it's a win-win for everybody. So there's a sign-up sheet in Chafee Hall. If you could sign up and just kind of let us know if you're planning to attend, just so we have an idea of how much food to prepare. Okay, ongoing events. Every Wednesday from 6:30 to 7:30, our practitioner, Susan, has a discussion group based on the Science of Mind articles, and it is happening every Wednesday, and if you want to join it, you can see Susan, and she'll give you the Zoom link. Also, each Friday from 10 to 11, we have the gentle stretch and, what are we calling it? Gentle stretch. I keep changing it. Gentle stretch and relax, it says here, in Chafee Hall. And that's led by Michelle Gillette, who does those classes all over the place at all different kinds of places. So she shares it with us from 11 to 10, and that's really fun. How many have partaken in that? That is so much fun. I missed it this past Friday, which I felt like my body was going, oil can, because I missed it. But there you go. Thank you to all of our volunteers, which is basically everybody in the room. So give yourself a big round of applause. Thank you for everything that you do. My frog is visiting me. Because this wouldn't be our place if it wasn't for you. So we thank you all, especially to Nancy and to Linda, who do major organizing and all kinds of crazy. We call her our chief cook and bottle washer, so which in a loving fashion, because she does a lot of things. And a reminder, every Sunday, 9 a.m., we study Science of Mind. We read it. It's like studying with Ernest, and we have a discussion group, and it's really fun because it gets you to understand the Science of Mind book, because I don't know about you, but sometimes when you read that book, you go, huh? What did he say? Because we don't understand it. But this gives us a chance to discuss it and open it up to ideas, and then we get it, And then right after that, at 9:25, for another 15 minutes, there's a meditation. And then remembering that after the service, right in the front here, we have a prayer circle that's led by the practitioner on duty. And, we go into that group, and it's one-word prayer. And it is so magical. And I know many of you, let's see a show of hands, have participated in that prayer circle and have had something work out. Yes. I mean, that's the good thing, is that this stuff works. Prayer works. It really does. Okay. And now we're going to have our meditation song, and so it is. God is all there is. I am one with the Spirit. I realize the truth, and I speak it. I am thankful for it all. I release it, I let it go. And so it is, and so it is. I know it is, and I receive as I believe. Amen. 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 Before we go into the practitioner invocation and meditation, I want to share with you that the season for nonviolence began just this past week on January 30th. And that is a time I'm going to read to you. Nonviolence begins when learning how to be less violent and more compassionate towards ourselves. We are learning by building a courage to speak and act with respect, honor, and reverence. And the 64 days began in honor of Mahatma Gandhi and also from Martin Luther King Jr. And so every day there is an affirmation, and there's a printout in the bookstore. There's not a lot of them. You can also find them online, or if you want, I will send it to you online. It saves a lot of paper. But today's affirmation I thought I'd share. And today's word is faith. When Cesar Chavez was organizing farm workers, he challenged them to say, "Si es puede," which means, yes, it's possible, when they didn't know how they would overcome obstacles. Today, say, yes, it is possible, even if you don't know how your goal will be realized. Have faith and say it is possible until you find or are shown the way. I thought that's very beautiful. The words are just, the meditations every day are just exquisite. So avail yourself to it. I'll send you the link. But again, there's a couple printed out copies in the bookstore. And now for our Miss Susan.
Okay, so this is time for our affirmative prayer. So relax, get comfortable in your seat. Close your eyes if you would want to close your eyes, or just softly focus. And just take this moment to breathe deeply in and breathe gently out, knowing that as we breathe in, this is the breath of God. This is our unity with all that is, with our Creator. This is a place of communion with Spirit. And in this time, we know as we go to the center of who we are, there Spirit is. For we are a child of that one life, the one life that is a perfect life. And we affirm that this perfect life is our life now. And in our belief and our trust in Spirit, we know and we realize for ourselves that this greatness, this power, this wisdom is all part of who we are. And we claim for ourselves because we believe and our faith is so deep that we bring to fruition marvelous, wonderful, radiant, vibrant health in our lives and in our relationships and in all the aspects of who we are and how our life runs. God is there in every act. God is there in every choice and decision. And we know that God is there when we make these choices because it feels good. It feels light. It feels of Spirit. So as we go through our lives and we bless every day. And we are grateful to be alive, to wake up one more day to a magnificent world, this world that is also part of that magnificent creation that is spirit. We are so very grateful for all the blessings that we have been given, knowing that there is so much more on the way as well. And we know that God listens to every thought, every word. And as we bless these words and we bless these thoughts, they bring us beautiful, magnificent outcomes. Love is the answer to everything. Love brings us the solution to these challenges that we face. And we know that God is love, for we feel that warmth, we feel that joy, we feel that peace within us. That's all God. We know that. We welcome it. And so with a very grateful, confident heart that God is acting for our highest good in all ways, in all our life and our affairs, we can just send these words into that divine law of creative mind with trust, with faith, and we claim our good right here and right now. So let's all affirm together, and so
it is.
Amen. And our reading from Ernest Holmes is on page 459, and it is under the heading called The Two Great Commandments. And I will just read these couple of paragraphs here. The two great commandments are to love God and our brother man. On these hang all the law and the prophets. Love is a complete unity with life, and we cannot enter this state unless we are in unity with all that lives, for all life is one. To love God alone is not enough, for this would exclude our fellow man. To love our fellow man alone is not sufficient, for this would be too limited a concept of God. When we realize that God and man are one and not two, we shall love both. We shall love man as an expression of God, and God as the life principle in all. And so it is.
So it is.
Okay. And, okay, Lauren's setting up my music. There we go. When you're losing your way, when it's too much to take, when your will is broken, I'm here. I can be your shelter, be your safe place to land. When your heart feels empty, I'm here. I have enough love for both of us. I know it's gonna be okay. I have enough love for both of us. Love always finds a way. Love always finds a way. If the future's unknown and the path's overgrown, I will cradle your soul, don't fear. Though you don't have the answers, may not know where to go, what you need is inside you. Just trust, and you'll know. I have enough love for both of us. I know it's gonna be okay. I have enough love for both of us. Love always finds a way. Love always finds a way. I'm your light in the storm. I'm your call to come home. I'm your beacon of hope. You can count on me. You can count on me. I have enough love for both of us. I know it's gonna be okay. I have enough love for both of us. Love always finds a way. Love always finds a way. I know it's gonna be okay, 'cause love always finds a way. Yes, love always finds a way. I know it's gonna be okay, for love always finds a way. I know it's gonna be okay. Yes, love always finds a way. Love always finds the way. It's gonna be okay. For love always finds a way.
Yay. Beautiful. Love always finds a way, doesn't it? Yes, indeedy. Thank you for that beautiful song, Susan. Oh. So love is the answer. That's today's thought. This whole month is dedicated to love. I'm a crazy bug about love. I love all that love stuff and all the hearts and all that kind of stuff, bright colors and all that stuff. I love that. I'd like to start with a little story. There's a man and a woman, and they live together, and they've been married for about 50 years, and they just know each other like the back of their hands. They've just been so happy together. And it's almost like each one completes each other's sentence, and they're right on the same beam with each other. Ever meet people like that, where they can just be that way? Well, the one day the gal is sitting in the living room, and her husband looks at her and says, "Hey, honey, can I get you anything? I'm going to go in the kitchen." She goes, "I would like a sundae. I would like a scoop of ice cream." And he's like, "Okay." She goes, "But you know how things are. You better write that down." "I don't need to write that down. It's a scoop of ice cream." So he starts, and she goes, "Oh, would you put some chocolate sauce on it?" And he's like, Sure, I'll do that. And write it down, honey. Well, wait, I just thought, what's a sundae without whipped cream? So could you put some whipped cream in it? No, honey, you better write this stuff down. It's like ice cream, chocolate, whipped cream. I don't want you to, I'm not going to, honey, I'm going from here to the kitchen. It's not, okay. She goes, all right. And sorry, one last thing. Just like in the restaurants, could you put the cherry on top? I would like it with the cherry on top. She had the vision. He goes, I got it. She goes, darling, you've got to write it down. You know how it's been these days. He goes, sweetheart, please. He leaves. And so he's gone, and he's in the kitchen for like 30 minutes. And she's like, oh my gosh, wonder what's going on. And he comes out, and he has this beautiful plate of bacon and eggs. And she goes, you know, sweetheart, I told you to write it down. Where's the toast? Isn't that the way? Isn't that the way? That's love personified, isn't it? She probably, whatever. So I was thinking about this. I always write volumes and then whittle it down at 5 a.m. and go, no, I'm going to take that out. So today what dawned on me was the answer is always love. But love always begins with self-love, doesn't it? If we're not loving ourselves, it's very impossible to love anybody outside of ourselves, isn't it? We can be compassionate or understanding or tolerant or whatever, but love actually begins with self-love. And I don't know about you, but a lot of folks were not taught self-love. We were taught that if we're really self-love, we're kind of arrogant or we're conceited or we're kind of full of ourselves. But self-love is where it really starts from. Hello, Lainey. There's Lainey here. And she needs a little song sheet too. We'll get it afterwards. But love begins with self-love. Love is not just about our worth not as much about our worth as it is about allowing ourselves to receive love. Because the moment that we have self-love, we understand the dynamics, don't we? We understand the energy that's going out there and the energy that we want to bring in. Remember the beautiful quote from The Wizard of Oz when the wizard is talking to the Tin Man. He goes, remember, it's not how much you love, but how much you're loved by others. And the moment that you're loved by others, you feel that absolute energy of love. It's a state of appreciation of oneself that grows from one action to another. And it just means identifying what? In this teaching, it reminds us, our very source is God. We were literally created out of love with a free will, and we are source-based. We've been singing, God is my source. And the moment that we absolutely accept that, we say, you know what? Everything is working out for my good. Can you say that with me? Everything is working out for my good.
Everything is working out for my good.
Now, it may look like not so much in a day, right? Sometimes things go south, right? Sometimes things happen. But the moment that we affirm everything is working out for my good, right? The entire world loves me. When I absolutely think the world loves me, what happens? Our energy shifts, our energy rises. That vibration goes out there and it is noticeable. You've been in the presence of people who do not love themselves, haven't you? What's the feeling? The feeling is they're detached, they're depressed, they're unhappy, things aren't going their way. And what happens? When things aren't going your way, things go worse. Why is it? Because the moment that we live from conditions out there, rather than what our heart tells us, things shift. When we start the day with an affirmation, how many of you start with a meditation or an affirmation or a prayer or something? And don't you feel like it makes a difference? It really kind of sets the tone for the day. And the moment that you do, what happens? Things may come in your experience that may not be so great. However, you have a different response level to it now. You have a different response level and say, you know what? Everything was sent to me to open me up to the love that's inside of me and the love that's in the world. And the moment that we see through that patina of love in the world, what do you see more of? Love, right? And the moment that you see, I'm seeing through a fearful light, I'm seeing through a suspicious, I'm cautious, I got to be wary because people are out for themselves and stuff, what do you see more of? Right? Remember, I gave the example last week of when you're driving a red car or a red Buick, how many red Buicks do you see? 1 million of them, because that's where your consciousness is. So this teaching reminds us everything is consciousness. Everything is about where we are starting. And when we start from self-love, let's try this for a second. Did you wake up and go, yummy, I love you. I love you. Did you say that to yourself this morning? Look in the mirror and say, I'm not seeing you guys hugging yourself over there. We can do that, and what it does, it brings that energy right into the body, doesn't it? And that energy is contagious. It is in a good way. It's contagious in a good way. But when we act in ways that expand self-love in ourselves, we begin to accept ourselves for our strengths and our weaknesses, and we become more centered, right? It doesn't mean that everything goes away. It doesn't mean that we don't have some bad habits or some things we don't like about ourselves. But guess what? When we're starting from that centered place, we've just given ourselves what? Grace. Grace. That beautiful feeling of just allow it, surrender to it, know that this too shall pass, and move into a state of knowing and goodness. But self-love takes practice, doesn't it? It's like when you go to the gym and you first start out, the next day your muscles are killing you, but then after a while, as you keep working out, your muscles build, and then all of a sudden, that 3-pound weight doesn't even work anymore. You're gonna up it to 5-pound or whatever it is, and we are strengthening that self-love muscle. So here are some things. Becoming mindful. Becoming mindful. What does that mean? What does it mean to become mindful? It means that you have a self-love, and those people that do have a tendency to pay attention to what they're thinking, what they're feeling, and how they're being in the world, right? So be mindful. How am I in the world? How am I reacting or am I loving? Am I reacting or am I coming from I've got a hidden agenda about things? So it's a matter of being mindful of things. Act on what you need rather than what you want. Oh my goodness. Sometimes we say, I want a hot fudge sundae, but my need is, you know what? I want to be svelte and in shape and my ideal weight, right? So which wins? Where we're going to focus, right? So come from your needs. Everybody's I'm going to go for that hot fudge sundae. Hey, if that's nurturing your own sense of self-worth and you say, it's not on the lips, goes to the hips kind of a thing, good. They say that when people are unhappy in their jobs or their relationships, it's because they're not doing what they love or they're not with people that they feel at home with. Did you ever notice that? When you're annoyed with somebody and you don't want to be around them, guess what? Looking at your own heart. What are you annoyed about yourself? What are you annoyed about yourself? What's bothering you that got brought up by them? Because remember, everything, even the negative stuff, and especially the negative stuff, it's a gift to us to remind us to let more love into one area of our life, right? So we have to bless. Remember, all problems are cleverly designed as obstacles because they're a gift, right? They're just a gift. They're a gift to us to say, wake up, wake up. Don't let things change your mood. Don't let things change your feeling. Don't let the emotion have you. We have an emotion, but don't let that emotion have you, because then you'll go south. So you want to be mindful in that spot. Practice good self-care. Meditate, daydream, have big dreams. Remember when you were a kid, if you were daydreaming out the window, the teacher would go, hello, time to pay attention. What's the answer to number 3? And you'd be like, oh my gosh. Anybody ever drift off in class? Right, that's because our imagination was going, hey, there's a great big world out there. I don't have time to deal with math problems. That's not important to my life, right? Or whatever it is, right? So dream big. Allow yourself to dream big. That's why journaling is important, right? When you journal, you may get a brainstorm about something like, I'd like to start knitting. And then you meet somebody that knits and they're doing this and blah, blah, blah. It kind of, piggybacks onto the next thing and great things start to happen. Set boundaries. Oh my goodness. How many of us need to set boundaries other than me? I mean, my goodness. Well, we all need to set boundaries, but sometimes we overstep, we let people overstep, right? And what happens is that means we're not coming from our own needs, our own wants, our own self-respect, right? If we let the boundary go and fizzle into something else, it oversteps its boundary for us in terms of our own self-love. And then all of a sudden we're unhappy because we said yes to too many things, or we did something because somebody wanted us to, not because we wanted to, and all the other things that go with it. Protect yourself. Fill your life with people that honor you. Oh my goodness. I mean, there's nothing like a really good friend that you can absolutely say anything to, and they're not going to write you off. They're going to be patient with you and loving towards you. And also be careful of the word that I call frenemies. Those people, they act like they're your friend, but they're kind of not for your best and highest good. We want to stay away from those folks. Forgive yourself. Oh my goodness. Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for not being perfect. Ha! There's a big one. Forgive yourself for not being perfect. Forgive yourself for, oh, I blew it. I did, oh God, I forgot to do this. Oh my goodness, I wrote the document up wrong. Oh Lordy, I can't do this. Whatever. Forgive yourself. Because guess what? The moment you forgive yourself, others out there are more forgiving to you. Anybody ever had that act of grace where somebody just kind of let you off the hook for something that you blew, other than me? Maybe no hand? One hand, two hands. Oh, yay. Okay, so a couple of us can relate to that. But what it does is it sets that energy. It makes you more tolerant. It makes you more loving. It makes you more forgiving. It makes you more giving. Live intentionally. Focus on what you want and set your intentions. This workshop's going to be a good one today because it's drilled down to what is it that you want to create in your life. Boom. How are we getting there right now? And there's going to be a couple, 3 steps. Boom. And it's ready. Keep some room in your heart for the unimaginable. It's quoted by a poem. Keep some room in your heart for the unimaginable. Did you wake up and say, I allow unexpected good to happen to me today? Let's say that. I allow unexpected good to happen to me today. What does that mean? Okay, look at your neighbor and say, I allow unexpected good to happen for you. Okay, so it's Dean, that's it. You know, they say that our ability to love is it's an on-off switch, but I don't think so. I think it's got a dimmer on it. Right? Because, you know, sometimes we only love so much, right? Sometimes we don't all go, we're not completely loving with everybody. We're not even completely loving with ourselves. And it's a matter of getting into that spot of what I can do to, think about the people that have loved you in your life. They have loved the spots off you. They have loved all the stuff. It didn't matter what you did. They have loved the spots off of you. And you're so comfortable with them, and you're so at home with them, and you're so thankful to them. Thanks for not beating me up about something that I said or did, right? Because what happens, it gives us that sense to be, to actually explore, to actually examine, you know, and even make mistakes. It's okay to make mistakes. Mistakes are great when you can sit there and go, jeepers, I shouldn't have done that. Now I know better and I can correct it, right? Love is the answer is a beautiful reminder. But the first step to love, if we start with love, it leads the way, right? If you start every day with, I am love personified, and everything that I do, I am attracting love coming to my situation. So ask yourself today, what's one thing I can do that I love and accept myself? What's one thing that I can do? You may journal that today. What's one thing I can do to love myself, to appreciate myself more? And guess what happens? It becomes a routine then. All of a sudden, you start looking for, like the red car, you start looking for things. Hey, how am I loving to myself? You know, I'm not going to eat that. I'm not going to eat that extra helping of whatever. Or, you know what? I'm going to go for a walk today. Or, you know what? I'm going to make a call to a friend that I haven't been in touch with for a while. How I show up in the world and the energy with which I respond to the life has a very real effect on my own well-being. You and I are an extension of source energy. Do you believe that? We're God created. We're God created. And the power that is within us, when we call on that power, when we dial into that power of love and energy, it absolutely comes to fruition. There's a story that I read, and it's a true story, but when you look at it online, there's a couple of them. But the one that I dialed into a while ago is a story about a gal, and the mom was pregnant with a baby, and she had a 4-year-old son. And I have a picture of her here. There we go. I'm just going to show you a little picture. Right now, she's in her 30s. Her name is Marley. And when the mom was pregnant, her little 4-year-old son used to sing to the baby in her mommy's tummy every day. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. Sang that every day. Every day he sang that to the baby, okay? So when the baby was born, there were complications. And the baby went into ICU, and the lungs were collapsing, and there were all kinds of troubles. So they weren't thinking she was in an incubator. They weren't thinking that she was going to make it. So the mom, you know, could go down to ICU and be with the baby, but the little boy could not. But what happened is the mother's like, you know what? My son's never going to see his sister and I want him to see. So she had to dress him up in a gown, and she snuck him into the ICU. And the nurse is like, what are you doing there with that boy? He is not supposed to be in here. And she said, my son wants to see his sister. And she was in a fetal position and not responding to anything. And they were not giving her even more than 24 hours to live. And I can have my God bumps. He began singing, You Are My Sunshine. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine, right? The baby turned. The baby moved its arm. He kept singing, and the nurse said, no, there wasn't a dry eye in the spot because everybody was just crying like this baby was responding to what? To love. It's an energy. It's a vibration. This 4-year-old isn't thinking, I'm vibrating love to my... He was singing love song to his sister. That's all he was doing, and it woke her up. So they leave, and Mom's still in the hospital recovering, and the doctor comes to her and says, you are not going to believe this, but the baby is responding. We were able to do thus and such, and the baby completely recovered. And the doctor said, I heard that your son was in the ICU and sang. And she goes, oh, I'm convinced that's what healed. He goes, oh, you know, medicine works wonders. And she goes, no. My son's song is what healed it. And this gal literally exists. She's in her 30s now. The article that I printed, it was written in 2015, and she was however old she was. So now she's like 33. But it's a true story. So you think about the energy that we send out. We don't realize. I mean, heck, when you're standing in line at the food store, there's vibrations going on, aren't there? There's stuff going on. You know, somebody's talking smack to somebody and they're arguing with the, I remember being in the Vons and this gal was like, this celery was on sale last week and now it's not. And I want it for 10 cents. And the guy behind me goes, this is not a swap meet. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, take it easy, take it easy. And I'm in between them. And they were really kind of mad at each other. And I thought, good God. But you know, there's stuff going on in the world. I mean, heaven knows. All you got to do is listen to the news right now. There's a lot of things going on. But what happens? That may not be in our control. But what is in our control? To love ourselves, to be coming from that place of love, to be knowing that absolute truth about us. My number one informations are Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh says, the most beautiful things in life are not things. They are people and places and memories and pictures. They're feelings and moments and smile and laughter. Isn't it true? It's not things, but sometimes we think we need things, don't we? Those things, oh, if I had this, then I'd be happy. If I had the job of my dreams, if I had $1 million, if I had the car of my dreams, if I had the food of if I was the ideal weight, whatever it is that you say, right? But it's not that, right? It's the feeling that the thing gives you that you're looking for. So start with the feeling to begin with. Start with that self-love. Start with that centering, right? What's the one thing I can do to love myself today? Ask yourself that every morning. What's the one thing I can do to love myself today? Oh, it begins with, we think just into the results that we want rather than what's out there. Because if we listen to what's out there, what happens? Man, I lose my concentration right away. My consciousness goes right over to the awfulization stories. But if I think about where is it that I want to be, what is it that I desire for right now, and how am I attracting it, right? Because that law of attraction, that law of correspondence or mental equivalence, whatever we want to call it, it's happening all the time. And it happens as a response to what? The way I'm thinking, right? The way I'm thinking. Energy flows and it creates results. It creates results. Let's see here. Another thing that I wrote this morning was, what questions do I need to ask myself in order for my life to move forward? What questions do I need to ask myself in order to move forward? And you could say, you know what? You know, you may say all this stuff, but you know what? This person's a really hard person to deal with. I really don't like them. You know, like Mother Teresa says, love them anyway. Oh, love them anyway. Yep, love them anyway. That person's so difficult. I don't like the way they act. I don't like the way they treat it. Love them anyway. You don't have to be friends with them. Just love them anyway. Send that love out. Do not engage. Just love, right? I bought myself Oh, that's right. When I was in a job, I had a boss that was really difficult. I think I've mentioned him before. And he was not used to working with women. He was a construction guy, and he was used to dealing with a big construction team. And he had a very foul mouth and a very aggressive behavior. And I was just like, oh my God. Here's a clever obstacle designed as an obstacle just to bring the gift to me. So I thought, what's the gift here? And I kept treating and praying. I was on healing ministries. I'm like, oh my gosh, what's going on here? And I even bought myself an eject button that I adhered to my keyboard. So he would come in and I'd be like, do, 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 right? Just because it was just a way for me to go, I'm not letting this into my consciousness. I'm not letting this feeling. I don't want, it's going to give me indigestion. As my friend calls it, agita. I'm going to get agita over this. No, I don't want that. So remember, but there's a refresh button on our computer, right? There's a refresh button. Push the refresh button. Push the refresh button and say, not a word of truth in that. I am not going to listen to that. That is not supporting my sense of self-love and well-being, and I'm not going to be a part of it. And guess what? I just kept working it. Eventually, the relationship did become harmonious. It really did. And we became fast friends. And I was like, I really admired the guy. He knew a lot of stuff, but he had just been a little bit cantankerous about sharing it. So now it's like, Frederick Bales in his book, How Your Mind Can Heal You, has this beautiful quote. There's a healing power in the universe that is ready to flow into our experiences as soon as we stop blocking the flow with mental barricades that we have set up, right? It's not things happening to us, right? It's not things happening to us. We are the only thinker in our life, and we are in charge of our life, and that's how we control the world that's going on. So it's a matter of knowing I'm starting with self-love. I'm sending this love. I'm starting my day with that. Love binds everything together in perfect harmony, doesn't it? It binds everything together in perfect harmony. Many of you probably have an example in your life of somebody that was so loving, and you thought, God, how do they do it? You know, how do they live in this world like that? Did you ever notice that? Like some people, anybody have someone in their life that's so loving, you just go, oh my gosh, you're such an inspiration to me, right? They're there as an example. They're there for us to model. So you don't need to learn to be who you are. You just need to allow your true nature to reveal itself and express. That's all. You just have to allow. Let it be. Let it be. So now I'd like you to affirm with me. Something wonderful is happening by means of me today. Right now. I know it. For me. Now I want you to look at your neighbor. Something wonderful is happening by means of you today. Do you believe it? It's true. And so it is. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to be singing a song that you all have little handouts for. However, the music is in my purse, so I'll be right back. I keep forgetting to bring it. Oh my God. Okay. I'm going to turn this little gizmo on. And I thought it'd be fun to have a little sing-along, because I think it's fun to absolutely affirm. I think I'm supposed to push this. I never know which button I'm supposed to push here. Okay. Flashing blue buttons. Okay, here we go. I think that'll be loud enough. And here we go. How many are familiar with the song, Put a Little Love in Your Heart? Absolutely. That should be our anthem for the year. Okay, here we go.
I'm 61.
Oop.
I have zero equipment.
Sorry, there's always an ad. Okay, here we go. I think here we go. Okay. Oops, that was a little. I know. Okay. We're going to sing a cappella. I could look for I had it, but I put. She's got.
Here's our clever Cecilia.
What the world needs. I know, that's not it. I'm sorry. I sang that about 50 times yesterday and then chose this. So I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. She knows what we're talking about. Think of your fellow man, lend him a helping hand, put a little love in your heart. You see it's getting late, oh please don't hesitate, put a little love in your heart, and the world will be a better place. Yes, the world will be a better place for you, for me. You just wait and see. Another day goes by and still the children cry. Put a little love in your heart. If you want the world to know, we won't let hatred grow. Put a little love in your heart, and the world will be a better place. Yes, the world will be a better place for you, for me. You wait and see. Take a good look around, and if you're looking down, put a little love in your heart. I hope when you decide, kindness will be your guide. Put a little love in your heart, and the world will be a better place. Yes, the world will be a better place for you, for me. You wait and see. Put a little love in your heart. Oh, I guess we ended it there. Ta-da! Okay, where's that word, that forgiveness word? I think that applies here for me. I'm sorry. I did practice that other one, and then I thought, I'm not resonating with that. So I came up, and I even wrote Susan at like 5 a.m. this morning, and then, of course, changed it again.
Oh, I was going to say Cecilia saves the name.
Yay for Cecilia. She once again saves the day. So now is the time of our sharing of our gift, and we're going to read our offertory affirmation, please. And that's on the left-hand side of your page that says, divine love consecrates my gift. It goes forth to heal, bless, and prosper all who give and all who receive. It is evidence of my conviction that God is the source and substance of my supply. I joyously contribute to the vision of this spiritual center, knowing that it returns to me multiplied abundantly. And now we're going to sing, I Am So Blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so thankful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so thankful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so thankful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so thankful. I am so blessed. Thank you so much, and we are knowing that these wonderful gifts in the form of money and checks and love and treasure are sent, growing this community bigger and bigger as we attract and know that God is the source and substance of all of our supply. And as we share it generously, we know that it comes back to us tenfold. And it grows this community of love. And we are knowing this is so, and we release it and say, and so it is. Thank you to Rita and Bart, our ushers. Remember, we have a fabulous meal next door, and our cuisine of the day is, Julie? Tamale pie. All right. We'll see you over there. We have coffee and beverages and stuff like that. And remember, the workshop's at 11:45, and it'll be great fun. So this is what I know. I want you to affirm with me and know in your mind, right here and now. You can even repeat. God is, and I am. I know that there is one life, and that life is God's life right now, right here, in me, and all life. I am one with this power. And I go out into this day knowing that love is the answer. Love is the power that proceeds everywhere I go and sets the tone, raises the energy, and fills the room with light. I know my truth to be this. And as I release this in gratitude for all the abundance in my life, I release this word into the law of mind. I let it be so, and together we affirm, and so it is. All right, and now we have our peace song, and don't forget our prayer circle at the end up here, all right? Cute. There be peace on earth, think it has begun with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. God as our power, united all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Yay! Peace has begun with me, so this is the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, now it has begun with me. Yay! All righty.
Here you go.